Let's talk about a Roman emperor whose solution to being asked to share power was murder, followed by just a little bit more murder. Is that too broad? Well, today we're talking about Caracalla. Caracalla was born in 188 AD under the name Marcus Aurelius Antonius, but everybody called him Caracalla because of the military-style cloak he wore, called a Caracalla. You know, not the best. At first, he ruled with his brother Geta and his father Septimius Severus from 198 AD to 211 AD, at which point his dad died, leaving the empire to both of his sons, under the assumption that they would co-rule peacefully. But there was one problem. These two fucking hated each other, like to the point of separating the palace completely and having different guards. Like really petty stuff. At some point, Caracalla invited Geta to their mother's chambers under the guise of a peace talk. But can we guess what happened as soon as Geta entered the room? That's right, all of Caracalla's guards attacked and stabbed him to death in front of their mother. Now, after that, Caracalla tried to erase Geta's name from any sort of document. And then, just to be safe, he executed 20,000 people. You gotta do what you gotta do. Now, as sole emperor, Caracalla granted citizenship to pretty much every free man in Rome. Like, as long as you weren't a slave, you were granted citizenship. Which seems noble because at the time, citizenship was considered an honor. But in reality, it was definitely just a tax move. He poured money into the military, gaining loyalty by emptying the treasury. In 216, the baths of Caracalla were finished. One of the biggest public bathhouses in Roman history. You know, just a little bit of luxury to distract from the huge amount of paranoia that was happening. But Caracalla never got to use this bathhouse, or even really see it. Because in 217, while he was marching with his soldiers, he stopped to take a leak, at which point one of his own soldiers stabbed him to death. Now, the hit was set up by Macrinus, who later became, you know, the next emperor, because that's kind of how you got far in Rome. You just had to kill one guy and then, you know, you kind of moved up from there.